Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 323.
323.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Van Travel. So we're going to talk a little more about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this week. But, you know, we're probably midway into Halloween now. And if I haven't interested you in Halloween, maybe we can interest you in Christmas.
Christmas, yes. Because it's almost time right around the corner. It'll be Christmas.
I know.
The 1st of November.
Well, I don't know if it's the first, but in about 2 months, we're looking at Christmas. And this is a great time to start thinking about that because we're at the 60-day